So today we'll be going over how to use CSS with our website. Now, in order to figure out how to use CSS and the difference that it makes, we're going to open our pre-written code, which is called Home with CSS and Home without CSS. Okay, so right here in my folder, default GoDaddy page, which is something that they give you whenever you buy a web domain and web hosting services, I modified it so I can show you with and without. So Home with CSS, it looks like this. With CSS example, this website uses Cascading Style Sheets, CSS, with a smiley face. Then if you want to see it without, it looks like this. Okay? Now, we're going to look at the code, and please notice the difference. In Home with CSS, it's very obvious that there are additional factors, additional CSS stylings in there. For example, you can see that there's a different background color for the body, which shows all the visible spaces inside the browser. Then there's a grouped styling, body H1 and P. They have the same font, the same weight, no padding, and text line centered, which you will definitely see when I point it out again. The container has padding and auto margins, which also helps center it, but more specifically, how much size. And then there's a display for table, as well as specific font size and weight for header 1, the lead, P and A. P stands for paragraph and A is for links. Dot, you see a dot in front because that represents a class. And then IDs are represented by hashtags or pounds, but we don't have an ID in this file specifically. Okay, so if you scroll down, you see the rest of it. And this is really just the same clock icon. It's an SVG, which is a vector graphic. Then if you look over here to without CSS example, it's actually the same thing. I just took out the CSS information, so it's a lot shorter. Okay, so here's the results. Without CSS, you can see it's not centered. There is no padding on the left. It's just left aligned by default, so it doesn't really show if there is a padding on the right, even if there is. The links are purple instead of blue. The background is the default white that all browsers start with. The icons to the left too. And this font is definitely not modified. It's the default. Okay, but if you click here, the background is darker gray with centered and very nice sans font. Anyways, you can see the links are blue, and then there's this table formatting where there's the first row, second row, third row, fourth row. And the links work, and they're very bright. There's no line because there's no text decoration, which was specified. Okay, that's it. This is why CSS is so important. There's also a 404 page, which is for people who get lost and end up on the wrong page. And then there's the layout styles, which is further CSS information. This is called an external CSS file, which you can call with the link inside the HTML document. Okay, they're very small pages. Hope you guys had a good time. Thank you.